So I'm going to continue. Now the first coil I'm going to add back on, I mentioned this before, but if you are adding fresh clay to fresh clay, you don't have to score and slip. But since I'm coming back from a weekend and also from drying this some, I'm definitely going to score and slip that first coil. So go ahead and do that. And I'm going to move this inward some. So I'm going to take my pre-rolled coil, fix it up a little bit, and I'm going to score the coil too. And then I'm going to put slip on the pot. It's easier if you put the slip on the edge of the pot than it is if you try to put it on the coil. That's kind of a mess. Okay. Now I'm going to add my coil, and I'm going to kind of tilt this toward the inner edge so I can have it continue going inward. And where it overlaps right here, I'm just going to cut that at an angle, bevel those edges so these pieces are going to fit together nice and neat. This clay is really plastic. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and blend this to the pot. And again, I'm supporting it on the inside so that I don't push that too far in. Kind of rough, but I can fix it up. Okay, so you can see the opening is starting to decrease. I'm just going to scrape over it with my rib to blend it a little bit better. I left these coils wrapped in like a wet rag over the weekend, so they're a little super plastic here, but I can still work with them. Okay, there's where I joined that coil together, so I'm just gonna make sure that's blended in. And then the inside, I'm just gonna use my thumb to push down. But if your clay is not quite as plastic, or if it's hard to do, just get a wooden tool, and that works really well too. And I'm gonna go back and smooth it. Okay, and I'm just going to keep moving inward a little bit more before I go up, because I'm going for a vase shape. And I'm gonna give you guys several choices as far as like what you can make. I've got like on canvas a whole graphic with like different shapes to do with coils, because what we're going to be looking at, well, forms I should say, we're going to be looking at forms that kind of shift so they're not just straight up and down. All right, I'm going to go in just a little bit more. And thanks you guys for bearing with me. I know this is kind of a long process, but I just don't want y'all to miss any important details because I want yours to be successful. I gotta blend the inside. I'll probably go back with a small silicone rib on this inside too, because it's getting angled, so it's a little difficult to get in there good. just going to round that out a little bit. And now I'm going to start moving upward. So the next coil I'm going to put directly on top of this. And I'm going to flatten this one to get it a little bit of height. Not too much though. Yeah, that's thin, so I'll just blend it. So I'm starting to develop kind of the neck of this vase now. And notice how plastic the clay is. It's definitely kind of moving around a lot more than I want it to, so I'm probably gonna have to dry it some more in just a second before I go up any further. Okay, make sure the inside's blended together before I do. It looks a little rough, but once this is not quite as plastic, it'll be a little easier to shape up to where I want it to be. And I'm gonna get that silicone rib, oops, and kind of go over the outside some. And these are just really good for putting a nice little finishing smooth touch, because remember, we want the outside to be super smooth, so when we go to add the decoration, it's gonna look really nice. Okay. And you can kind of see, oops, how it's shaping up now. Okay, I'm gonna go dry it some, so let me stop this.